Now it's time for Lefties Losing It, and the mainstream leftist media has hit rock bottom and started digging. Their determination to smear the Trump administration has seen news anchors behave like this. Here's CNN's Jake Tapper.
So you have an issue with the First Amendment. You don't think that people should be exercising their First Amendment rights to speak about policies that they don't like. You have a more of a problem with that than you have with people killing American citizens. Did I get that right?
Jake, do you actually think you have a First Amendment right to blow a whistle in the ear of law enforcement, to disobey a lawful command from law enforcement, to interfere with a law enforcement investigation, to carry a gun without a proper ID or license as is required under Minnesota law, and then to violently resist arrest? You think you have a First Amendment right to do all that, Jake?
So you think that he should have been killed? It was all his fault?
That was Jake Tapper being schooled by former Trump official Chad Mizell. Witness how he pushes back against conservatives making rational, factual points. Compare that to how he behaves with the left, like this guy.
I understand that, but they take people to Fort Snelling here, which literally was built as a concentration camp, and Alligator Alcatraz, which I think we can all agree is a concentration camp. Not saying they're Dachau, I'm not saying they're putting people in ovens yet, but these are concentration camps.
Okay.
I don't need to argue with you about that.
Just disgraceful stuff from CNN and Russian collusion hoaxer Jake Tapper. But he is not alone at being a lefty losing it on that station. Here is another anchor, Abby Phillip. Let's see how consistent she is. This is her after Ilhan Omar was sprayed by a mystery liquid, compared to how she reacted when Donald Trump was almost assassinated.
Ilhan Omar in particular has been the center, and you heard it there from the president, the center of a lot of awful attacks. He called her garbage. Donald Trump is actually responsible for the vitriol. So is there going to be any acknowledgement of that? Should there be? It's not about the politics of the individual. I mean, look at these people. The thing that they have in common is their complete lack of mental stability. Why is that not the conversation? Why are we in this place of who's to blame? Is it the Democrats or the Republicans? The Republicans aren't trying to assassinate the Democrats. And a lot of talk of they. And when it's not a they, it's just a person. It's an individual.
And staying with CNN, they're now giving a platform to people too crazy for MSNBC, including this ignorant nincompoop who seems to think it was a right-winger who murdered Charlie Kirk.
Also not forget, Charlie Kirk was murdered. The president...
Not by a left-wing extremist. That person espoused very right-wing extremists.
Look, if you look at the targets, if you look at people in office, there's...
The right attacks the right.
People...
You know, that's why Jimmy Kimmel's lies about Charlie's murderer matter, because simpletons like Tiffany Cross heard it and believed it, and to this day continue to repeat it. And Tiffany Cross has also been on CNN inciting violence against ICE agents by claiming they are militia and white supremacists.
Did you just say ICE officers are militia?
Yes, have you not been paying attention?
Yeah, I
they
think
certainly
you're
mirror
stretching
the
it a little
Gestapo.
bit. You know, that's very...
I don't think I'm stretching anything. I think we have seen, what we have not seen, what we have not seen are gang members committing violence. What we have seen are ICE agents kill people.
But Tiffany, you're saying that based, you're just making a supposition here. There's no concrete evidence.
You got to be careful. That's way
there was some supports. There
was some serving the government.
We have seen white supremacist tattoos
risking their lives, serving the government.
Risking their lives, they're taking lives.
You're calling them Proud Boy militia. Did you say that?
Well, I did not call them Proud Boy militia, but I think it's disgraceful that you're sitting here. I'm actually not. But I think that there are white supremacist tattoos on their
white supremacist federal officers.
Yeah, white supremacist federal officers.
Like, where are you going with this? Why would you say that?
What does one say? Notice Abby Phillip, the host there, defending her, while Kevin O'Leary, who's a fellow panellist, had to step in to be the adult to try to inject some sort of sanity into proceedings. Now, let's come home to Melbourne, Australia, where waving the Australian flag and being proud of your country can see you attacked like this.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I just been accosted by people like that.
Being accosted, you can read.
I can be proud of my country, okay?
Well, you shouldn't be.
Well, then why don't you go to Palestine?
Well, let's see. I don't know. Because there's genocide there that this country is
funding.
Hey, stop yelling.
Oh, this is genocide. Stop yelling. Oh, stop yelling. What about all the people that are still dying in custody? What about the fact that this country is built on stolen land? You don't give a what does that mean? You're a piece of racist. Good thing you're standing in the shade because I know that you're so white because you don't belong here. You're European. This is indigenous land. You
Unbelievable. And really, shame on the men there who stood around and listened to that unhinged diatribe and said nothing, did not step in to defend that woman. You know, where is chivalry? Where are the men these days? Now, staying in Melbourne, let's go to the Australian Open. And even a Grand Slam tournament is not safe from lefties losing it, making utter pests of themselves with questions like this to tennis star Taylor Fritz.
There's a lot happening back home in the US and kind of has been for a lot of the last year. And I'm just kind of wondering how you're feeling about all of it.
I mean, I'm not sure what we're like specifically talking about, but there is a lot going on in the U.S. and I don't know. I feel like whatever I say here is gonna get put in a headline, and it's gonna get taken out of context. So I'd really rather not do something that's gonna cause a big distraction for me in the middle of the tournament.
Not a bad answer, Taylor, but would have been better to tell the activist journalist that he shouldn't be misusing his media pass at the Australian Open to push his pathetic political ideology and being a little lefty pest. Hard to take that out of context. Let's hear the same sort of question being posed to Amanda Anisimova, who tries to give an honest answer, but he doesn't like it.
I've been asking a lot of the American players just how it feels to play under the American flag right now, and I'm curious how you feel.
Yeah, I mean, I was born in America, so I'm always proud to represent my country. And yeah, a lot of us are doing really well, and it's great to see a lot of, great athletes on the women's side, on the men's side. So yeah, I feel like we're all doing a great job representing ourselves.
But the far left hack masquerading as a tennis reporter wasn't satisfied with a real answer. He wanted his anti-Trump moment. So he had another go, and Amanda here really deserves a trophy for not rolling her eyes at this clown.
Sure. Sorry, just to clarify a little, I mean, sort of in the context of the last year of everything that's been happening in the U.S., does that complicate that feeling at all?
I don't think that's relevant.
Hi, Amanda. Well played. One of the unique things about tennis is
Yes, a reporter asking a tennis question to a tennis player at a tennis tournament. How quaint. But the petulant pest was back with the same tired old line of questioning, and this time it was Madison Key's turn.
This is a pretty sensitive subject, but the U.S. is a year into the second Trump administration now, and a lot of people are suffering, and I'm wondering how you're feeling about things back home personally, and specifically what the mood is like in Florida.
Yeah, that's a tough question. I feel, I don't know, I don't like to kind of dabble too much into politics just because it's just not the space that I really want to say that much on. But yeah, I just hope that everybody can kind of at some point come together.
What the mood is like in Florida. The mood is awesome. I was there recently. Everyone's happy. Everyone's thriving. It's a red state. What the hell is that guy on about? But here's another player being asked the most ridiculous, convoluted question about immigration, ICE, US politics, and Le Tien handled this well. Note the look of disdain on his face.
It's also interesting that you're both second-gen immigrants to the US. Like, in the context of everything that's happening at the moment with Trump and ICE, like, what does your heritage mean to you, and how important are immigrants to America and American sport today?
Sorry, I don't really want to talk about that right now.
Charlie.
But there are always tennis players keen to play politics, and among them is Coco Gauff. And she was not only keen to play politics, but to play the victim.
You're usually pretty outspoken about political issues, and I'm curious how you feel about the state of the U.S. 1 year into the second Trump administration.
I mean, I think I've already stated my opinions in the past on how I feel about it. And yeah, I mean, I hope forward that we can have a lot more peace in our country. I feel a bit fatigued talking about it just because of the fact that it is hard also, I think, being a black woman in this country and having to experience things even online and seeing your marginalized communities being affected.
Yes, very hard as a black woman in America in 2026. Coco Gauff is the highest paid female athlete in the world right now. She reportedly earned more than $30 million last year, most of it through endorsements in racist America, where she is apparently marginalised. Give me strength. She's got so much money, she can afford to do this. Here she is a couple of days ago in Melbourne, absolutely losing it. Now, let's look at the left's idea of a peaceful protester, someone they describe as a gentle soul who was just observing and protecting people. Yeah, right.
January 13th, showing a man who appears to be Alex Preddy interacting with federal immigration agents 11 days before Border Patrol shot and killed him. Our footage was analyzed by the BBC, whose facial recognition technology confirmed his identity to a 97% degree of accuracy.
Yes, the man believed to be Alex Preddy spat on law enforcement, and then as they drove away, he kicked in the taillights while screaming expletives and threats. Peacefully, of course. Let's have a look at a little more of this footage.
Federal agents were blocking a street at the corner of East 36 and Park Avenue in Minneapolis. Arrived around 10 a.m. We saw observers shouting agents as they walked back to their vehicles. When they started driving away, the man kicked their taillight. An agent then got out of the vehicle, grabbed him, and pushed him to the ground. The man in our footage is wearing a similar outfit to what Preddy was wearing on the day he was killed. What appears to be a gun is also visible above his waistband.
Interesting. And somehow, despite the violent antics you just saw, the man in that video, reportedly Alex Preddy, was not arrested. Yesterday, we brought you a report from CNN who said Preddy had been injured in a tussle with federal agents a week before he was fatally shot at another violent protest.
Alex Preddy had a physical encounter with federal agents about a week before he was shot and killed by law enforcement. Sources tell CNN that Preddy broke a rib when a group of federal officers tackled him while he was protesting.
Superstar rapper Nicki Minaj has appeared on stage alongside Donald Trump at a US Treasury Department event, declaring she's the president's #1 fan, and the haters just make her even more proud to be MAGA. Here she is.
I am probably the president's #1 fan. And that's not going to change. And the hate or what people have to say, it does not affect me at all. It actually motivates me to support him more. And it's going to motivate all of us to support him more. We're not going to let them get away with bullying him and, the smear campaigns. It's not going to work, okay? He has a lot of force behind him, and God is protecting him.
And I didn't think we'd be getting a Trump-Minaj collaboration in 2026, but we live in extraordinary times.
This one is for the Dems and the liberals, infected-minded individuals. Got the cure for you, a bunch of sick souls. Daddy, y'all will take your problems and he fixed those. And I bet you gon' feel better with the mega cap on. Ain't on your fault that you get your facts wrong. We gon' be here making it great. No, it's ever too late if you wanna jump on.
Joining me now is royal and celebrity commentator Kinsey Schofield. Kinsey, what are your thoughts?
I mean, that's a lot. I love that collab. Thanks for throwing that in there. This was a big deal, though. Nicki Minaj pledged to donate between $150,000 and $300,000 to fund Trump accounts, a federal investment program for babies born between 2025 and 2028. She was nervous, but that was Nicki unscripted. That was her freestyling on that podium. Can we throw it back to Cardi B on the campaign trail for Kamala by comparison?
1 second, guys. 1 second. I too have been the underdog. I've been underestimated. My success belittled and discredited. Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something.
Cardi confused. Cardi as prepared as Kamala ever was. I think politicians take a big risk bringing entertainers out, but this was an uplifting and positive press conference for Trump and Nicki Minaj.
Now, multiple Hollywood A-listers managed by the Creative Arts Agency have been caught parroting very similar lines, and credit here to Paul Joseph Watson for putting this together.
You know things are getting serious when all the actors start reading from the same script.
I could not be prouder to be American right now. I've never been more proud to be an American by the way the Americans are acting, seeing people and communities come together, and I could not be sadder to be American right now. And I've never been more ashamed to be an American with the way the government is behaving, to see what our government is doing.
Completely identical. Both managed by the Creative Artists Agency, by the way. The CAA, one of the most powerful and influential in the entertainment industry. Natasha Lyonne, also managed by the CAA.
So I'm wearing this ice out pin here.
Here's Olivia Wilde, CAA.
This country is hurting, and I'm appalled. I'm sickened.
Ariana Grande, who simultaneously started amplifying the same rhetoric. CAA. Mark Ruffalo, CAA.
And what I'm seeing here happening is not America.
It's almost like a script went out.
Kinsey, it is very curious, isn't it? And I've got to say, I did notice this new line about I'm very proud to be American. I'm proud of the protesters that were aligning being American with being one of these unhinged activists out in Minneapolis. And they all started doing it at a very similar time, Kinsey.
It's so true. And fame is not a credential. Influence isn't the same thing as expertise. Just because someone is famous or has a massive following doesn't mean they're qualified to weigh in on complex, polarizing political issues. You can fart on the internet and get 1 million followers. That doesn't make you a political authority. So I think a lot of us would like to hear a lot less from these people, scripted or not.
That's a good point. Now, Insider has spoken out about allegations that Brooklyn Beckham's wife, Nicola Peltz, receives a $1 million monthly allowance from her billionaire father. Telling Page Six the rumours are completely false. Kinsey, that seems quite low if you ask me. I expect a billionaire father should be getting considerably more per month, maybe 2 or 3 million, yes?
Right. Well, they recently posted photos of themselves with the world's most expensive dessert wine, a $24,000 bottle. We've seen the couple enjoying a $5,000 bottle, a $300 bottle of red wine. It's funny that they only want to humble brag sometimes. She doesn't like the heat she's getting because of Brooklyn's verbal vomit, his social media breakdown. So all of a sudden she's going to play humble and pretend like she's not this spoiled little rich girl. I'm not buying it. I'm sure her allowance is unbelievable. I'm sure she's clearly a very blessed young woman.
Very blessed. Now, Kelly Osbourne, daughter of the late Ozzy Osbourne, has worried fans with a video she posted online. She seems so incredibly underweight, Kinsey. Do we know if she is okay? Has she addressed the concerns fans have had about how she's looking these days?
She does address it, and she's pretty emotional about it. Now, she says her weight loss is not related to Ozempic. Now, her mother has said, Sharon Osbourne has said, yes, I took Ozempic, I stopped Ozempic, and I still can't gain any weight. But Kelly says it was lifestyle changes after pregnancy, cutting sugar and carbs, and the result of the grief of losing her father, Ozzy Osbourne. She's praised the drug Ozempic before, but she says she didn't personally use it. But that really has been the feedback in her comment section, is people asking her if she's gone overboard on Hollywood's favorite poke.
Now, Kim Kardashian has finally revealed why she and her mum, Kris Jenner, deleted all their photos of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry at Chris's 70th birthday party. Remember, those photos appeared on social media, then they were gone. She says the reason is completely innocent.
We were told that it was totally cool to post, and then after it was posted, I think they realized it was Remembrance Day. And they didn't want to be seen at a party, even though it's already up.
Kinsey, I think that's precisely what we said at the time. I don't see what the revelation is here. And I don't think it is completely innocent. It's brand management and it's spin doctoring.
The revelation is that Kim Kardashian, with a smile on her face, is accusing the Sussexes of lying, because the Sussexes came out at the time and said, we didn't give them permission. We did not give them permission to post our photos. Actually, yes, you and I did report it correctly at the time because you and I got the inside scoop. But Sussex sources were saying at the time that Harry and Meghan did not sign off on their images being shared by the Kardashian family, and the Kardashians in some way violated their rights or privacy by sharing those photos. And so Kim Kardashian, with a grin across her face, is saying, actually, that's not what went down. You were caught partying when the rest of your family was mourning the war dead, and you had some second thoughts, some regrets.
That is brilliant from her. That is cold from Kim Kardashian, the way she did that. She's not going to get any more of those free jars of jam from Meghan after that. They're going to be fuming. And talking about Meghan, she's reportedly bracing for her first visit to the UK in 4 years in July, where she's going to attend a one-year countdown event for the 2027 Invictus Games with her husband, Prince Harry. Kinsey, I'm sure the horrors of this trip are going to give her material for maybe 1 or 2 more Netflix series. I mean, this is going to be fantastic. She only needs to be booed once and we'll never hear the end of it.
Or we wouldn't know. Perpetual victim. You're absolutely right. I'm still under the impression that come hell or high water, this woman will not return to the UK. I think she's so fearful of being booed. I think she truly does loathe the United Kingdom, despite the fact that they've given her the platform she has today to sell wickless candles and, loose fruit spread. So, yeah, she is expected to be there for the countdown to Invictus. But I truly would be surprised if she got on a plane. I think she will come up with any excuse in the world to avoid this trip, because I just simply think that she does not invest in her husband the same way he invests in her.
It's not going to be a very good look, though, Kinsey, if she misses another event that's very important to Harry. And we know the Invictus Games is very close to his heart. He founded it. It's possibly the thing professionally that he's done that he's most proud of.
You know what? She also missed her father losing a limb. So, I feel like she's done worse.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
I could she go lower? The answer is yes. I believe she could.